Good morning from my through hike on the New England Trail, day 2. Yesterday was chilly getting up, but then it got quite warm. Last night was extremely windy till about 4 o'clock in the morning, which I guess brought in a cold front because it is downright chilly today. Not quite freezing, but upper 30s. It's very crisp and very rejuvenating. I had gotten up before the sun and checked out the beautiful sunrise this morning, and then got back in the tent to drink my coffee, and the sun started coming up and baking the one side of the tent. So it got really warm in there, and I thought, oh, I think it's getting warmer out. And I got out and realized it's not getting warmer out. It was just the sun baking my tent. Then I had enough signal to check the weather, and sure enough, like I had said yesterday is the warmest day of the next several days. It's only going to be 60 degrees today for a high, which is absolutely perfect hiking weather. The sun is shining, there's no clouds in the sky, the wind has calmed down, just a gentle breeze. That doesn't mean it won't change up on the ridges, but for now, and like I said, upper 30s, so it's nice and crisp walking so far. Beautiful sunrise this morning. I hope you all slept good. We're gonna have a beautiful day, push out some miles here on day 2 of my adventure from north to south on the New England Trail to put another National Scenic Trail, one of 11, another one in the bag, which will make my 3rd one in total. And talking about that, I mentioned it on day 0. This will be my 3rd one. The Pacific Crest Trail and Appalachian Trail are 2 others, but there's a good chance that at least two more will be knocked off next year. I'll be talking more about that later on, but one of which I could go ahead and mention. As long as the weather has been good in the winter, and as long as the creek doesn't rise, and as long as it's not record-breaking snow year, and God willing, I should be on the CDT next year to obtain my triple crown of the 3 big hiking trails, and that would be either my 4th or 5th, depending if I do something else before then, which I probably will. But who knows? It may not happen at all. Oh, looks like I have to go under a branch here. Too early in the morning. But yeah, I would say at least 2 more of the scenic trails will be finished next year. And my goal is to finish the 11 scenic trails as quickly as possible. That's my main priority, my main goal right now is through hiking all 11 of those national scenic trails. On number 3 right now. And it's beautiful and crisp, and the more north I get, the less colorful it gets with the fall colors. But that's okay. I'm not out here to see the fall colors. I'm out here to conquer a through hike. So that's what I'm going to do. And who knows? The colors might start popping with these colder temperatures. But for now, onward I go. Southbound I go. Here on the New England Trail. Let's have a good day. I just realized that I said the more north I get, the less colorful it gets. I'm in trouble if I'm going north because this is a southbound through hike. This is a SOBO. Believe it or not, it's my first SOBO. All my other through hikes have been northbound. I just realized that this is the first SOBO through hike of mine. So that's kind of cool, but obviously it's so ingrained in my head going north that I'm thinking I'm going north when I'm really not. I'm going south. So the more south I get, obviously, towards closer to the equator. Not much closer to the equator, but a little closer to the equator. It is not quite as colorful as it is in the northern parts. I digress. I'm not always the smartest person. Looks like there's some sort of body of water over there, a lake or reservoir or something. Trail seems to be staying up from it though. So I'm looking for a stream here close up. Hopefully it's not dry in the next little bit to have as my first water source of the day fill up. And because I think it's quite some time after that before the next reliable water source. So far today, it's been a nice trek, but sometimes it's hard to follow the trail. Right now it's pretty easy in this area, but other times it's like a bunch of S curves and just random weird curves. And the trail it looks like the areas that's not trail. Leaves and roots and rocks, and sometimes, where is the trail at? And if you don't have a blaze right there, you can easily make the wrong turn and start heading the other direction, and then you really can tell you're not on the trail. I mean, I haven't like veered off or anything, maybe like 5 feet, and then like, nah, I don't think this is it. And then you look way in the distance and, oh, there's a little tiny tree with a blaze over there, so that must be it. And you just kind of walk towards that blaze, not knowing if you're on the trail or not. But it's still easily navigable on the map, and with the blazes, just sometimes you have to look for those blazes. So slows it down a little bit. You know, it takes that 2.7 mile per hour and makes it 2.5. It's not that big a deal, but kind of like right here. See, it's, can't really tell. Right here, it looks like a trail, and then it curves around, still looking like a trail. But then you look ahead of you, and if it wasn't for that blaze up there saying turn left, you might not turn left. You might go off to the right or whatnot, but not that big a deal. Very small problem, not even a problem. A very small challenge, trying to always make sure you know where the trail is. Of course, that's important, but I've seen much worse. It's mainly because of the leaves right now, because a lot of these leaves aren't fresh leaves. These are old leaves, you know, from last year or the year before or whatnot, kind of covering the trail at times where it's hard to know where it is. All in all, beautiful hike starting out the morning, and I don't know if I've passed where that stream is supposed to be or not, but oh no, it looks like it's right here. All right, let's hope there's some pools of water here at least. And there is. Not much. Not much at all, but got some pools to scoop some water from. All right, gonna get some water and carry on. This is kind of weird. I'm walking in the forest, as you can see. I crossed a road, and according to the far out map, I was supposed to road walk. But the trail cross the road and comes over here, and everything is very blazed on this side. So then you would think, oh, Far Out was just outdated and they probably rerouted this off the road and it hasn't been updated. But yet the red line on Far Out that shows I'm on this whole time, the road would have been a totally different line. So I'm kind of confused why it says I'm supposed to road walk like 1.75 miles when it's all in the forest. And I'm climbing Craig Mountain right now. And there was other comments in there saying, it sucks that you can't climb Craig Mountain anymore. I'm climbing Craig Mountain. I'm on the New England Trail. And it's in the forest. And it's a rather well-maintained trail with blazes in this section. A lot of S-turns and curves, but it's very blazed, so you always know where to go. I'm quite confused. Did this come off the road? Is it going to be rerouted to the road in a future time and they got ahead of themselves with that? I don't know. All I know is I'm glad I'm here and not on a road. And I'm glad I'm climbing a mountain instead of facing traffic and being stressed out. Climbing Craig Mountain. So the trail has taken me off of the ridge line of the summit. And as you can see here, it turns to the right. The summit's up there a little further, but it's taken me out and about, out and around instead of up it. So maybe you can't be on Mount Craig summit anymore, but still, it's not a road walk. And it was saying it was a road walk. So now I'm even more confused, but it looks like there's a trail that went here, but they have that sign because maybe this is private property or something and somebody didn't want hikers walking on it anymore. So I will obey and I will go down here, which is probably going to go out and around lower because it is descending, and then probably meet up with that road where the road walk was supposed to end or begin, depending if you're going south or north. And then I'll cross that road and continue on the trail. But it looks like I will not be summiting Mount Craig for whatever reason. I don't know. I'll find out from the locals. If I run into some locals here in the next couple of days, I'll hopefully remember to ask, why can't you climb Mount Craig anymore? But anyway, it's a steep descent here. Looks like I'm getting into close to a town or something. Now it looks like it goes along a road. Right, there's the blazes. There's a blaze. I could see one at a tree up there. Oh, I have a thorn in my foot. But looks like it goes on a road now. So maybe the icons were just messed up on the map and it didn't go all the way from the other road, even though it said that's where it ends as far as the road walk. So apparently from here to the other road will be the road walk, and then I'll cross back into the forest. There's more colors on the trees along this road than there are in the forest. It's a beautiful walk. Very quiet road. There's a car coming at me now. It's only the second car. So apparently you road walk all the way to this other road, but there's about 1.25 miles that's in the forest that it makes it sound like it connects the whole thing through the road. So they must have rerouted it through the forest for a section so you're not on the busiest road. and we do this side road in the meantime up to the big road, and then you cross over. So I think I figured it out. When they did that, I don't know though, because it's not really updated, or it's only half updated on Far Out, so that's odd. But got it figured out now. For those of you who might be doing the New England Trail, just know it's very blazed, so you don't get lost in this section. Don't worry. Definitely getting closer to a town. Walking on this old dirt road or old logging road. Oh wow, I just seen a sign up there that says town line. But over here is private property with this fence. I don't know if that's electric or not. I'm not going to touch it to find out. But then over here is also private property that had signs all over the place. So basically the only place that's not private is this road, this old road that I'm on. And right there, as you can see, there's a car going by. This is a town line. Town line, Irving Mountain Road, left. I don't know if you can see it. And Northfield Old Window Road, right. I don't think that means I'm actually in the town. I think it's just the line. I'm still very rural here. There's farms all around me, but looks like I turned left here on a road again. Nice view. River down there, running through the mountains. Nice colors going on. Beautiful. Obstructed with these trees, but you can see a little bit, and it is beautiful for sure. A little more water here than a lot of water sources. I've actually crossed this particular water source 3 times in the last 2 or 3 tenths of a mile. I have enough water right now I'm gonna ford, or supposed to ford a creek here in about 2.5 miles. I don't know if I'll have to ford it or not, because everything is way down right now, but there'll be a pretty good water source there. So I have plenty to get me through to there, and then that's what I'll do. I forget the name of it, but that's where I'll get my next water and probably eat a little bit of lunch too. Oh, this clears everything up. That's Mount Monadnock that way, 34 miles. That's where I came from. Not that mountain, but that direction. Long Island Sound, 192 miles that way. Which isn't accurate because I've now went 35 miles. So that's 172 miles, not 192 miles. I think I go this way, although it's not really marked that way. It shows straight. I gotta admit, here lately, there's been quite a few blazes that aren't really marked correctly, and it's a little confusing, but it's okay. Been able to figure it out. Looks like I go this way. Yep, there's a sign there. Lake Wyola is 9.2 miles. Got some houses on all the sides. I don't see any blazes, so I hope I'm still doing this right. There we go, turn left, so I gotta go this way. Hey folks, it's another road walk. I believe I'm in a town. Alrighty, let me look at the map. Nice views of that mountain over there. Alrighty, continuing on. Another road walk that's actually a little bit of distance this time, but beautiful views on both sides with these colorful trees and not much traffic, so I'll take it. That was actually a nice little climb on this road though. Probably went up 300 or 400 feet on the road, which never feels quite like you're hiking up that much because you're on the road and not S-curving and doing all these other things with rocks and roots. So I guess I'll take it once in a while, but sure is beautiful views with these trees, for sure. This is the brook that, according to Far Out, I was going to need to ford, which I would not have needed to ford anyway, or forded anyway, because as you can see, there's rocks everywhere for a rock hop across because the water is so low. But there's a bridge. So I'm not really sure. And right there's the blaze. I'm not really sure how old some of this information is on Far Out, but it's definitely old. Because that bridge kept me very dry, just so you know. This is an interesting section of trail going straight up, and it's wide, but most of it would be ridiculous to walk on because it's so eroded and deep, talking like a couple feet deep. and you have to keep switching back from left to right to walk on the very edge. It's not so deep right here, but that would not be fun. Walking on all those rocks when you don't have to. That's kind of weird how this is so eroded right here. I can't imagine this is being overused in this area. Out in the middle of nowhere. Oh well, makes for a fun time of through hiking because it's just another chapter in the book of the journey. I love it when the forest changes, the terrain changes constantly. Helps keep it fresh and new as far as the hike itself. Coming up to a couple views here at the end of this climb. I don't know how good they'll be, but they're on the map. Showing there's a couple views up here at the top of this ridge. Looking forward to it. Almost 15 miles in for the day, and I feel great. That didn't sound anything like Tony the Tiger. I'm usually pretty good at impressions. That was horrible. I hope you forgive me. 15 miles in. I think it's about 1:30. So, making good time. Pretty much on target for what I expected today. And on a really nice section of trail here. Let me show you this, actually. Show you this. Keep talking. I'll be coming up to a lean-to or a shelter here soon, and I have to really look at the map to see what I'm doing next, because there's really no campsites for quite some time after that. So I need to see if there's anything along the way that I can kind of get off the New England Trail and stealth somewhere, because you're not really supposed to stealth on this one. I mean, I'm just going to tell you straight up, if I need to camp, I'm going to find a place to camp, whether I'm supposed to or not. I won't do it on private land now, because that's the thing. That's why they kind of frown upon it on this trail, because there's so much private land around here. So I wouldn't do that, obviously, but at the same time, I'm not going to do 50 miles in a day, and I'm not going to go into a town on my second day. That's not going to happen. So I don't know. I mean, worst come to worst, I can stay at this shelter extremely early today and get up extremely early and do like a 30-something mile day tomorrow and make up for that 5 miles that I would be in the hole for today, or 4 miles, whatever it would be. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out when I get to the shelter, and there's some water there for a water source, so I'll do that and kind of figure out my next plan and how much further I'll go today. And who knows? I might just stay there. I highly doubt it, because stopping at 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon is not my jam. I have no idea what to do with myself when I do that. I have to keep moving. I have to keep hiking. There was one time I did that on the PCT, stopped real early because I wanted to save a sketchy section for first thing in the morning rather than doing it in the afternoon. So I stopped early, and that was like 3. Of course, the sun was setting much later than it is now, but yeah, I didn't know what to do with myself. I tanned for a bit, got some sun, and then the storm clouds moved in and got real chilly. I'm like, I guess I'll just hang out in my tent now for the rest of the night. Ended up being okay because I got some extra sleep, but Not at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't need that much sleep. I don't need that much rest. I need to keep moving. So I'm going to do everything I can do to keep moving. I just need to really look at the map and research it hard for the next 20, 30 miles or so and see where I can camp and see what I would need to get to and see if that's feasible or if there's anything within the next, 10 miles, 15 miles for today. Most likely 10 miles because 15 would be hard to get to. 15. Yeah, even if I was doing 3 miles an hour, which I'm not, that would be 5 hours. That would get me there like 7 or 8. And I don't want to get there that late since the sun is pretty much setting at 6:30 right now. So anyway, that's the plan. Just keep walking on this little downhill now after a steep incline that I did before that beautiful overlook, and figure things out from there. I hope you all are enjoying what I'm seeing out here. It's some great views. A lot of it's in the forest. Great hike, beautiful weather. You can't feel the weather, but trust me, it's beautiful out here. Oh, here's a little memorial right here. Hidden Valley Memorial Forest Research Camp of Dr. Arthur Cronquist, prominent botanist. He's a botanist. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not a botanist. I'm a thru-hiker and a peak bagger. Yeah! So I am at camp. That is camp. I am on a picnic table. All these beautiful rocks and trees around me. I thought, well, how in the world can I go on? No, that's not it at all. I did not see, and I did a lot of research in the maps, and there was just really no way that I was 100% comfortable that I would have a place to set up my tent. And with it being very cold and windy and dropping temperatures all night to freezing, I didn't want to really be looking for a place in the dark. I wanted to be set up. And once I get to the range that I'm heading to, where there's like 5 or 6 or maybe 4 or 5 mountains in a row, there's obviously flat spots on top of those summits and everything. So I'll be able to, set up a tent somewhere. I just didn't see that happening in the next 5 or 10 miles anywhere I looked, because I'm in a state park, and then I go into a lake or around a lake, and then swamp. It's like, I'm not seeing a lot of places here that would be good for me to set up a tent. There probably were. I just didn't want to take a chance of getting there and then having nothing and have to continue on another 5 or 10 miles in the dark when I'm already at 15, 16 miles for the day. So I'm 5 miles shorter than where I want to be for an average. Obviously, I'm going to go way past that, in an average. I'm not worried about that in the least bit. It's boring being here this early, but I've already eaten. Drank 2 cups of coffee. That's probably not good. And then get some sleep tonight. I'm going to get headed out very early in the morning and either push 30 or 37. I don't know which yet. 30 will definitely happen. 37 if I'm feeling very frisky. It's a lot of flatter road walking and then up high on the ridge. So once you're up there, kind of thing. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I just need to make up 4 or 5 miles at some point to get this back. But obviously there'll be a lot of days I'm out here doing 25, 30 plus, just because of the shelter and tent site situation. I think after I get down and cross the Connecticut River, I'll go a little further and then cross another river, and then another 20 miles after that, I think, is the next tent campsite. So it's probably another 30, 35 mile day that day as well. So it's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff, I think, in order to, or find summits and such Because like I said, I'm going to stealth if I need to stealth. They kind of have this set up to where people could go into towns and such. I'm not going into towns every 20 miles. That's not happening. I'm not out here on a vacation. I'm out here on a through hike. So I will look for the places where I can stealth that are not on private land. And hopefully, and whenever possible, I will try to go to the next shelter or tent site. I'm not obviously, or campsite. I'm not here trying to be a rebel or anything. I'm just trying to through hike and figure things out as I go. So it's the hardest part of this, the challenge. I knew it coming in. I just didn't know that there was this big of a stretch in Massachusetts. Massachusetts actually has more to choose from than Connecticut does. So it'll be interesting, that's for sure. But I think I have it kind of figured out just from doing a little research for the rest of the trail, like where I'll stay and everything, or proximity of where I'll be. So that's awesome. I'm all filled up on food and calories. I'm going to head towards the Connecticut River, be there in like 37, 38 miles. Get across that. I'll probably resupply when I'm in that area and keep on going. But it's great so far. Big mile day tomorrow. It's going to get really cold tonight. I hope you all have a great day, or had a great day, and have a great night. And remember, live life.